And now, your First Alert 5 weather.
And welcome back, everyone. Such a fun weekend to be here in the Pikes Peak region. If you're visiting, welcome to Colorado Springs. If you live here, well, the secret's out, right? You know the balloon glow is one of the most amazing things you can experience. Many of our news fibers out there yesterday taking advantage of the sights and sounds. Also, some of our viewers, including Daniel Forster, capturing this amazing photo out at Memorial Park, as well as Bruce and his wife Bonnie. Now, in the morning hours, it's the Labor Day liftoff that's taking place right about now. So if you have the TV on, you're sitting on the couch, maybe crack open the blinds, look outside down towards the downtown area. Memorial Park sits just east of downtown, and that's where we have that Labor Day liftoff happening again today. Now, speaking of today, weather-wise, temperatures are going to be about 10 degrees above average. But as I've been saying the past few mornings here on News 5 today, we're going to see a gradual cooling trend. So a few days ago, we were in the mid-90s. Today, hovering around 91 for a daytime high. Also expecting an uptick in some of that monsoon moisture as low pressure gets close to the state. We'll see a few isolated storms, even reaching parts of the I-25 corridor. Then on Labor Day, we dry things out, increase the wind, high fire danger expected for some areas to wrap up the holiday weekend. Right now in the spring, starting at around 68 degrees with a mix of clouds and some sunshine on your Sunday morning. 70 outside in Pueblo, so it's a relatively mild start across the region. High pressure, that's what's responsible for the heat, now centered over Texas and Oklahoma, but still bringing some of those very hot summer temperatures back to southern Colorado this afternoon. This area of low pressure, that's been pumping in some of that monsoon influence all the way into northern parts of the Pacific Northwest. That'll continue to move east today and bring in that increase in the shower and storm activity here locally. So take a look at futurecasts. Put this into motion. You can see around 3 o'clock that disturbance moves out of the mountains, going to favor rainfall across northern Colorado, but we'll be on the tail end of it. So anything that develops in the mountains is going to move off from southwest to northeast. And you can see by around 5, 6 o'clock, model shows a few showers moving across the Pikes Peak region. I think probably between about 5 and 8. That's our best chance for a shower. Probably going to be more wind than rain as air at the surface is still relatively dry. But I was driving up from that Rockies game last night and did encounter a few of those isolated showers up towards Castle Rock, even along the Palmer Divide. So that again will be possible this evening as well. So you can see the mention of a shower or storm in the Springs, probably going to stay dry in Pueblo. Rain chances for the Steel City only around 10%. So that's the big highlight today, along with the heat. But look what happens with the low. It's going to move off to the northeast, so it's not going to move directly into southern Colorado, but we get an influence in that jet stream energy. So the wind is expected to increase out of the southwest on Monday, and it's that dry downslope wind that's going to bring in that high fire danger threat. Fire weather watches for Pueblo, parts of Huerfano, Los Animas counties tomorrow from noon until 8 p.m. Take a look at those daytime highs today. Still in the 90s in many areas, maybe a few spots in the lower triple digits. In the Springs, one more day in the 90s, and then we're back down to the 80s beginning on Monday, which is Labor Day. That day expected to be windy for the afternoon to evening hours. Not so bad for the morning for Labor Day liftoff, so we should be okay for those festivities. Tuesday to Wednesday, we're cooler behind a cold front tomorrow night. That'll bring in temperatures that drop down to the lower 80s. For Pueblo, I've got 90s today and tomorrow. And then take a look at the cooler weather. Mid-80s Tuesday to Wednesday. The cool down short-lived as we're back to the 90s beginning next Thursday. Canyon City, I've got a chance of a thunderstorm today. By Monday, still in the 90s, breezy and cooler on Tuesday and Wednesday as highs return to the 80s. For Woodland Park, we've got a thunderstorm, a few of them today in the forecast, drying out throughout most of the upcoming week, and then a chance of storms returning as we head towards next Saturday. So it'd be nice to get a shower or storm today. I don't want it to affect the balloon glow, of course, but the rain that moves in helps to cool things down.
Right, but it still looks like that fall weather still a little ways off.
Yeah.
It's going to cool off, but it's still going to be relatively warm all week.
Even with the cool down, still near average, so really no sign of fall yet. Some of those overnight lows get a little chillier, but yeah, we're still waiting. Summer's still here for a while.
Yeah, I guess if you really need that fall action, you can go get that pumpkin spice latte.
Yeah,
you know, that's out there.
That's a good idea.
I know that's Bree's thing.
Yeah,
during
for
the
some.
week, so I don't want to tread on her territory. Me neither, really, to be honest. But I'm not going to knock it either.
Right, exactly.
All right, thank you, Alan.